Okay you guys, so I went into, was it Boots Pharmacy the other day, and I went to the L'Oreal, well I was in the makeup section and I went to the L'Oreal to the L'Oreal stand. And recently our Boots Pharmacy has received like all brand new stands for all of the makeup, like over the past month I think it is. Anyway, and I found that the L'Oreal section has gotten a little bit bigger, and I saw recently that they had the Cherry My Cherie palette, and that was like £15. I was like, hold on, wait. Drugstore, as far as I know, is supposed to be affordable, and you lot might be like thinking to me like £15, like £15 for a palette? That's nothing, girl. Like, not when it's L'Oreal. I've always known drugstore products to be a lot more affordable than they are right now, and I'm just finding that ever so slightly they're creeping up and creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. And it's like, I understand beauty has become a huge thing, especially of recent, and especially with the complete explosion of social media influencers. It's become a whole new ball game, and obviously they want to get a piece of that pie. They know that everyone's into beauty, they know everybody wants to look great on a budget, and they know that people will pay that little bit more, so they're pushing their prices up a little bit more. So I found some products which I find that for drugstore are a little bit kind of like So the first one, as I mentioned, was the L'Oreal Cherry My Cherie palette, which was £15. And when I looked at this palette, I wasn't able to swatch it because it didn't have a tester, but the two that they had there, I looked at it in the actual palette itself, and I was just kind of like, hold on, you want me to pay £15 for this? I was not impressed in the slightest. £15? Look, I'd rather pay the extra £5 and get a Juvia's Place palette. That I know is going to work, it's going to have pigment. I have swatched some L'Oreal eyeshadows before, and they don't perform nowhere near as good as Juvia's. You know Juvia's is like top of the range. For me, it's top of the range and nothing can touch it. So when I've got someone like L'Oreal trying to charge 15 quid for a palette, which going by their other eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow quality is nowhere near that quality. I'd rather pay the extra £5 and know that I'm getting something that is worthwhile. Seriously. So it's kind of like, L'Oreal, where are you going with that £15? Is it because it's cherry themed? Please stop. £11 tops. The e.l.f. bubble face mask, which is £15. e.l.f. have most definitely been pushing their prices up. They used to be so affordable, and it's just kind of like, what are you, like, you lot are really just creeping up little by little by little. I haven't tried this bubble face mask, and I haven't really been into those kind of face masks. I prefer the cloth material ones, which you wear all over your face and then you take off. I'm not as much of a fan of masks that I would have to clean off, if that makes sense. But especially with the price of 15 quid, yo, e.l.f. drop me up. Also keeping on the e.l.f. train, the Mad for Matte palette, which is £10. Now you might be thinking, £10 for an e.l.f. palette, that's not too bad. I feel like this should be about £7. I don't feel like the shades in here are spectacular. I don't feel like, I look at this and feel like, oh, this is a £10 palette. I just don't. I don't feel like the packaging is worth the £10. I don't feel like the shades are worth £10. To be fair, I have not swatched it, to be 100% fair. But I don't feel like they're anything that we haven't already seen. I don't feel like they are anything groundbreaking. I feel like you should have made it about 7 quid. Seriously. And especially as it is e.l.f. I think that's the thing that's irking me about it, is the fact that I've known e.l.f. to be so affordable, and now they're saying, no, we're creeping up little bit by little bit, and we're gonna keep on climbing up there. but they're doing it on a very, very sneaky basis. Like, obviously they can do whatever the hell they want. It's their brand. But I have noticed. Okay, the Max Factor False Lash Mascara, which is $11.99 for a mascara. Are you kidding me? $11.99. Yo, Max Factor, where you going? What's so spectacular about this mascara that it needs to be $11.99? I think £7 or £8, in my opinion. Seriously, you want me to pay a whole 12 quid for your mascara? Yo, the Max Factor All Day Flawless Foundation, $12.99. Listen, £10. That should have been 10 quid. Albeit I have not tried it. I have to be fair, but there's been a couple of Max Factor items that I have tried, like their concealer and stuff, and I just was not like taken aback. Like, it was so subpar, and I kind of feel like a lot of indie brands have reinvented the game, and they have shown us that you can have quality makeup for such an affordable price. So for me to be able to get the Makeup Revolution concealer for, what is it, £4, but then the other concealer that I got from Max Factor was like £8, and it was whack. It was whack-a-jack. I was just like, this is creasing, it's not covering nothing. But you made me pay you had me pay £8 for it, but you lot have been in the game for decades. So this foundation, even though I haven't tried it, I don't feel like their makeup that I have tried is of any real quality, but yet their slogan is the makeup of makeup artists. Alright. Revlon Photo Ready Primer, £12.99. £9. It's such a shame that we can't go into established stores and barter with people. But I know some people who will probably try to do that even still. But I don't feel like it should be like $12.99. This is what I'm saying, like back in the day, I used to kind of feel like just a quick story. I used to kind of feel like the makeup that you got in places like the drugstore, so L'Oreal, Max Factor, Revlon, Bourjois, those are like the main ones. When I first started makeup, I thought that was it. I didn't know anything about MAC. I didn't know anything about anybody else. Because my mom, she wasn't like a huge makeup fan. Like, she'll put on a little bit of lipstick and she's literally good to go. And that's if she even bothers to do that, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't introduced to makeup on that level. But when I went into places like the drugstore, that's all I thought was out there at the time. And the prices that I would see as a young teenager, which was a lot less than the prices that I'm mentioning now, I used to think, oh my gosh, that's so much money. But the only reason why I felt that way is because how much does a teenager really get? What, pocket money from their parents? I'm still in like secondary school, so I'm relying on the money that my parents give me. So when you're getting like £20 a week, and some of that has to go in your travel to get to and from school, whatever you have left, you're kind of looking at it and you're like, that's too much money. I don't have that here. Now, as a working woman, I feel like the prices that they have us pay in the drugstore is a lot higher than what I was umming and ahhing and feeling a way about back then. You know what I'm saying? The last thing that I have on my list is the Revlon Eye, Cheek and Lip Palette, which is £15. When I saw this, I was just kind of like, no, you lot can't, you lot must be playing. Like, seriously, you lot have got to be playing. Do you guys remember that Gigi Hadid thing? I can't remember who it was with, but that whole drugstore collab, and those prices were crazy. And I understand that with that, they obviously have to pay Gigi Hadid, they obviously have to make their money back, they also have to make their profit as well. But the prices on that collab was ridiculous, and I believe that everybody was kind of like, huh, girl, we know that Gigi wasn't wearing none of that makeup, I'm sorry, but she wasn't like, oh yeah, let me break out my Gigi Hadid palette. Her makeup artist wasn't putting that on her face. And that's the thing, sometimes that's another reason why I feel like I've got to be a little bit skeptical about some of these celebrity collabs with like makeup brands, It's like, but do you really wear that though? Do you really wear it? Do you remember when Manny MUA became the first male ambassador? Was it for Maybelline? And I remember when he announced it, he was like, well, before they had spoken to me, I'd never tried anything Maybelline. It doesn't mean that he didn't incorporate it later, but it's just kind of like, but you weren't like a true advocate for Maybelline in the first place. Like, for example, if, just for an example, okay? If Juvia's Place had said to me, oh, we want you to be an ambassador for Juvia's Place, yeah? I know that's never gonna happen, but let's just say, right? At least I have the history of buying and reviewing and wearing Juvia's Place makeup, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been a history. I'm a true advocate for it because I have the history of wearing it. You can see my history. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I truly believe in that product. But we're kind of going off topic. We're kind of just going on tangent. Anyway, do you feel like a lot of drugstore makeup is now becoming a lot more expensive than it did before? Do you feel like it's creeping up little bit by little bit by little bit? I've certainly noticed it, and quite frankly, I personally do not appreciate it. Anyway, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, put me on notification, and share this video. Oh wait, you done it? Good. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.